with Michelle Holden. Nice to see a few of you here. I think I'm about a minute or so early, so we'll just wait for some more people to hop on. Tonight's Create With Me is the repeat of last week's that apparently YouTube was having some issues, and during the live, during the live, it got glitched out or frozen or whatever you want to say. So I'm just repeating, going to carry on with the same topic that I planned last week. So, and I know I say so enough, and I'm very aware of that, and that is okay. So, welcome to a gentle grounding space where we slow down, tune in, and make room for mindful and meaningful art. So, I created this series because so many of us long, especially me, to be reconnected to the artist that's already in us. We just need to connect to that energy. So if you'd like to follow along for more, don't forget you can sign up, get your Create With Me free downloads, and everything is in the comment section below the video. So I'm here at 8 o'clock so far. I know Eastern Standard Time. I know I've discussed going a little earlier, and that still might be in the plan. So I know I haven't done anything yet, but let's say hi to a few folks. Hello, my regulars. I need to give you a top fan badge. So nice to see you here again. Oh, really? Okay, well, cross your fingers, everyone, that tonight at least we'll get enough in before it does something. Okay. So, tonight's fast versus slow marks. I've always wanted to, I've never done this so far yet. Actually, going through with fast marks that I think are fast, and we'll talk about fast and how it's not wrong, it's just different. And then we'll do some slow. If you didn't catch that latest video, the slow marks was a very short one. It was a 10-minute session, and it was so soothing. I say this again and again, how 10 minutes feels like an hour. Is really amazing. So when we move fast like this, and I'm just going to demonstrate now, and just sort of careless, you could say carefree, just not very present as being more present. And that's what I want to differentiate here. Noticing. You can still notice and move quickly, because what do we have to do if we want to express a higher energy? Well, it has to be a little quicker. It has to be dramatic. And maybe you want to create marks in that way. But what's going on when we move fast like this, our heart rate rises and our body enters what scientists call the sympathetic state, which is an alert mode, and it's not the best for creativity because the brain is in a problem-solving mode, not presence. Now, when we slow down, our movements, our nervous system responds immediately. The parasympathetic system, which lowers the heart rate, helps regulate breathing, like meditating, like yoga. That's why even watching slow brushstrokes, if you've enjoyed my latest ASMR style videos, I hope you check them out. The link, there's a playlist, the Mindful Mark Making playlist. That link is also in the description below the video. So I said we would try some fast expressive marks on this side and then slow ones on this side. I'm going to use very similar tools that I've been using and exploring lately. And then if we have time, we're going to, let's see. Well, I'm just going to continue creating a page on each or one of the sides. I'll start with the fast maybe or the slow. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go as you can see, these lives are live. They're intuitive. I only plan very slightly ahead because I want to be authentic for you, and that's what we're looking for. So, how has everyone been this week? Yes, thank you, thank you. Please hit that like button and please subscribe or share it with a friend, another creative like yourself, and this channel will just keep on going. So I'm going to start with the usual, I'll just name my items, my drawing tools here. This is a 6B, and I'm going to just swirl around. Okay, there's that one. Now, what if I want to make another mark? These are my vertical dashes. And notice I'm not going super fast, but I'm not going as careful. I'm just making a bunch of marks. Okay. Now for scribbles, we can still slow down. This is the Sakura solid marker, paint, solid paint for low temperature, and it glides amazingly. I hope everybody can see. Yes, exactly. Everybody's wondering, what is she saying? Yes. Don't be shy. I have a couple of questions to ask you before I move on. And that was right here in the comments. So don't forget to read the description section, everyone. I've got a lot of questions there, a materials list. There's a lot of pointers in text as well, besides just the video. So how does your energy affect your art? I've been really thinking about this lately because I am creating my course right now. And I'm not saying when it's coming out. I just don't want to jump ahead. It's very transformative. There's a lot. It is not your ordinary course. So I feel like this mark looks agitated or impatient. So if you don't mind, when you're going fast, let's compare how we feel, because that's what intuitive art, intuitive process is all about. It's all about feeling. I also mention, recognize the tension of rushed marks. They're a lot more tense, aren't they? The energy feels so different. Let's make a few more, and then we'll do some slow, and then we'll just develop the pages a little bit. I love this. This is just, it's just a Sharpie roller. It's a 0.5. And I love writing in it. It's starting to run out. I need to get some more. It's just very scratchy and very thin. What else? Let's let's use a regular bamboo brush. Rather quick. And I don't know about you, I like those marks. They have energy. But if there's not other slower marks alongside, they're all sort of mixed in with tension. But I really like that. Okay. So when you have contrast and you have some slow, mostly slow with an energetic, then you're getting into some really interesting marks on your substrate. Let's try some charcoal. And I'm going to put a medium over this. And it sort of smudges the charcoal and seals it as well. This is Conte, which this is compressed wood. This is clay. Okay. So I hope everyone's getting the idea of the fast, less present marks. They're just full of tension. Let's move on to the slow marks. Okay. Nice. So I'm going to start the same way with pencil, and I'm just going to go a lot more mindful. And as soon as I switch that energy, it affects my mark making. Then I have time to feel and make these subtle changes. I'm twisting. This soft pencil is really nice. And when you slow down, your hand might move in a totally different manner. Okay. The elegant writer, I find, is great for slow, because then you can twist it. Use the sharp side. And when we're done the slow page, we're going to just take a moment to compare. And I wouldn't mind some of you responding in the comments below, saying which one you like, or what is the energy? What's the difference in the energy between the two pages of marks? Oh, I'm loving this. So I'm also playing, and I can take time with pressure. So I'm pressing hard and super light. Okay, I like that. And I think I went this. I might not be in the exact same order, but and I'm finding my marks less jagged, more swirling and soft. And I'm not doing this on purpose. It's just, I'm sort of trying to just be as true, non-objective as I can for this experiment. Using your opposing hand, relinquishing control is the best thing you can do for mark making. That's where all the unexpected surprises come from. So the scratchy. I used the scratchy pen in that last video as well. The blue and orange, and that was like only about 28 minutes. And it's amazing. But I just wanted to take a break from those collage papers. Once you make a set of collage papers that are all cohesive, they really go a long way. It's like I'll have tons of that for the longest time. Now, let's try the brush. I do believe I have everything on there. Okay. More twisty. That with a swoosh. That's an incredible mark, I must say. Okay, so I'm just gonna dab a piece of paper on there. Just do a little lifting because I don't want to brayer the marks because it does change. And as you become more familiar, that's a great, mono printing is a really cool thing that I've been exploring lately. And it's amazing for multi-layered papers, which we'll get into again. And please let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to have a short Q&A or just a discussion as to where do you need help? Where would you like for me to guide you next? Oh, yes. Chef B, large calligraphy brushes. I've not used them, but I used to do a lot of calligraphy, and they're just amazing, and I just love the consistency, the the training that you had and the practice that you had to do to get your designs looking the same. It's incredible. So let's take a look. What do you think? Who likes, or what kind of energy? You can really feel this energy here, right? And maybe that's what you want, though, for a certain painting or something like that. Um, Interesting. I'm liking this 8, but I like the energy, the consistency, and the nuances happening in the slow page, which we will develop in a moment. Oh, I know. This is where I need your input. Which page would you like me to work on? Because there's no time to work on both, I don't think. F for fast, S for slow. All right, I need some people choosing. You want me to work on the fast or the slow? Please say so in the comments. Oh, all right, okay. It's a tie so far. Who can break the tie? We have 2 F's and 2 S's. Oh, another 3. All right. This is funny, eh? All right. Well, you know what? Let's do it one more time. Fast? Trina, you voted twice? That's so funny. I love it. Okay. Slow broke the tie. We're going to use the slow one. We're not going to neglect the fast one. We appreciate you, fast marks, but we're going to move over here now. Okay. So this is just a sequence of layering that I use, and I sometimes, well, I want to experiment with other sequences, but after I use black and white, and if you can borrow this sequence, please do. Start with your black and white marks. You get your 10-minute warm up. You get your marks down. And then I use a color shaper, or, where'd it go? Oh, for crying out loud. I had my little card, half of a gift card, or a gift card you can use, a credit card. And I push these back. Not all of them. I want to leave little peaks. How do you tell which ones? You don't. You just use your intuition and you just go, okay, how about here? And you just start. And only by doing will you build a history of knowing and knowing what to do, what worked, what you liked, what you didn't like. And see here, you can even go more opaque in certain sections. So I'm going to leave that. Then I'm going to move over here. I look through my 100 days of 10-minute art, and whenever I get stuck for color ideas and color combinations, I use this little 5x7. It is filled, and that is also a playlist on my channel. They're in time lapse. They're very fast, but you get the gist of it. And I didn't want to use fall colors. I just wanted to break away and get some boldness going. So maybe that came from doing this, thinking of fast versus slow. So I'm not sure. But I love the black and white, the orangey red, and I have my selection of collage papers right to the left of me. So I'm going to go with a water-soluble Neo color. And I'm just gonna, even though this is all swirly and whirly, it probably won't stay this way because I call it my default composition is rectilinear, just rectangles. I don't know why, I just love that. Things end up being that way most of the time. And I'm just using some primary colors here. I'm scratching them on because I know that I'm going to use some water and make some interesting washes. Putting a coat of paint or medium on first also seals any charcoal. Oh wait, I didn't use charcoal on this. Oh, I'll do that in a moment. Seals charcoal or graphite or pencil. Okay, very cool. Okay, so now notice I have the same. And I know that page is beside me that I'm using as inspiration, but I'm trying not to look at it. I don't want to copy it. I just want to be inspired by it. I'll show you my selection of collage papers. So these are so bright and cheerful. I'd like to choose, and you might want to, have a selection of a variety of transparent or translucent. This is tracing paper, parchment tracing paper. You can hear it crackling. And this is probably the last little piece. And those are just my dabs, but in a different color. So you're using the same marks, but in different ways, on different materials, and with different tools. So this will be really cool. There's a water stencil. And I've got this. So something's telling me. So I'll just show there's orange, blue. I had to put some red in. And also some Asemic writing. Okay. Time for the color shaper. This reminds me of a creamsicle. This orangey color. What do you think? Okay. Okay. So for the thicker paper, as you've seen me, I like to use the Gloss Super Heavy Gel. This is just from Artist Michaels, as I'm up here in Canada. Ontario, Canada, sorry about that. And I like to spray it if it's so thick because it just helps the fibers. And I'm going to put the medium on over here since put it all over my collage papers. No, I won't. Something told me I wanted the heavier at the bottom. So, oh, I just covered up some marks that I really love. Well, I know now, only through showing up and learning this, that I can get those back whenever I want. For instance, I can do this. And look how that overlapping adds depth. It needs transparency. But maybe I'm going to let you guys choose. All right. I want to put something over here in this lower left-hand corner. Which one? The dashes or the red string? Look, I'm going to go with this because the lines are so similar. So let's do that. Just wanting to keep the flow going. I'm really looking forward to working on that fast page though. Maybe we'll do that next week as just part of it. Of course, we're going to have a new topic. Now, you see how you can see all those wonderful black marks underneath still? That's what is so great about transparent collage. This was made on a jelly plate. This is the ghost print of using string and red acrylic paint. Okay. Oh. That's a little too many elements going on, so we'll just get there gradually. This is tissue paper. It's a lot more delicate. This square, like where did it come out of? But look, when it's closer to something similar, it seems to work. So let's try that. And don't forget, once you put a layer down, it doesn't mean it's forever. Oh, ooh, just like that. There. This one will be a little messy, but I'll wipe that in a minute. And when you're coating your layers between your marks and taking time to pause, which I tend to forget when I'm, of course, doing a live video. There's so many things to consider. But even when I'm alone and doing something just for me in the studio, not for YouTube or a demonstration, I really have to just pause and take a breath. And it really helps you become more present. So that's really wet in there, so I'll just soak that up. There. Okay. Oh, it's very delicate, that paper. Look, it lifted right up. And that's okay. We're just going to pat that down. Okay. Now. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Maybe it's too wide. So scale is another thing that you'll start noticing. All of these art elements and principles, I find when you try to learn them all in one go, it's just too overwhelming. So this is why I love the intuitive art process, because I learn it as I need it. Notice I wanted to move that up a bit more because I really like that negative space in there. And there's still, and I want to overlap, there's still enough of this transparent piece showing. Okay, so all this is very busy. I like it, but I want to quiet it down a lot more. Let's use yellow oxide. Notice the color shaper. You can still, the energy's still there. And this is where shapes can happen that are very intuitive or unplanned. I'm going to just get some white in there. Excuse me. I hope I'm not getting a cold. I have a feeling. Okay. I would usually mix that. Okay. Yes, I'm so glad. And then what I'll do is I'll move this collage paper that some of you were commenting and noticing the difference between the fast versus slow. Now, let's see. No, notice, okay. So when I got a whole bunch, I've chosen a whole bunch of black and white collage papers. They're all translucent, and I'm planning to put them on my collage page, on my art journal page that I'm working on. Notice, as soon as I bring in another different element, so I have curved black right now. Just use my finger there. A square with a line through it. Some dry brush with a homemade collage, part of that line. And all these are underneath. And then if I bring something else, it's just They're all vying for attention. So we're going to put that to the side. And that's why this is better. It's still a little busy, but better. This is an old encyclopedia page. Now, you see what happened there? So if I was going fast, I wouldn't stop to pay attention. Notice when I add this, it's the same color, but now I've created and finished this interesting rectangle right there. So I'm going to put that in, and now it's starting to become more cohesive. Okay, we're good. We still have enough time. And instead of black in this area, I think I'm going to come in with a little white and just calm down this area a bit more. And you see what I mean when I end up making or creating in a rectilinear composition? Something's telling me, oh no, nope. That's just, notice that yellow is just too brass. So we go back in with some white. See, we still have some lines showing. It's very interesting, but not so much. I'm going to use, let's see, the back of a brush. Carve through some more. Okay. Okay, so now I like to just pause and just see how it's feeling, feel it. What do I need? Okay. Got a little bit of red. So now I'm overlapping and bringing out this red right here. And now the diagonal relationship is feeling right, I say. That's sort of how I describe it. And I usually like to put the straight edge on the outer edge of the page. Earlier in my videos, I used to take a lot of time to tape the edges and everything. I've got some journal books where they're all like that. It's beautiful, though. I still want to dedicate some journals in that way. When it has a nice finished edge, it really looks good. Now, too much, right? That's another element. But even though this is too much, it might give you an idea of what else you could bring in. Maybe in a color. I don't know if we need blue. A little bit would be nice. This is another multi-layered collage paper. Oh, that's really interesting. And this is what I do. I just move it around. Interesting. Look at that. And that it's down, and then I'll maybe continue some blue down there. Let's give that a try. Because I have some of this. Okay. Notice it's mostly yellow-orange with a little bit of black and a hero color of maybe blue and red. So that's sort of the way to go. But look at this. So you know I'm going to come in with some black, right? Where do you think I'm going to put the black? Yes, happy little mistakes are the best. Thank you for mentioning that. If I go here, it's too much right smack dab in the middle. If I put black here, it'll give it some weight. Let's try that. And I love that there's orange underneath because then I'm going to scratch through. And notice I'm slightly overlapping. And then if it's too much, you can just sort of do that. Okay. Okay. So I'm not sure about this. It's either, notice they're, and why are they not working? Because they're practically the exact same size. So our eyes like to see differences. So let's see what we can use for that. Ooh. Oh. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What about this? That's like a circus now. Oh, still very bright. I think we'll go back to this one. And I'll bring some black back in, but in a different way. Because they're too similar. That's what I meant to say. Okay. Now, interesting. Nope. Nope. Okay, let's see. That's a little bright, but that's okay. We'll just work with that for now. Let's bring some neutral into the picture. Notice that now the eye moved away from there. Let's see. So now this is closer to you, and now we've pushed this negative space. It's like it's another big rectangle, but behind. I sort of like that. Now we're quieting it down. So, and that's how I work with intuitive shapes happening, not planned, just with all of the layers. And that's just what happens naturally. And then things start to relate. Okay, I still think there's room for some black down below. There we go. And maybe, yes. We'll go all the way, and then we can put a piece of collage there to finish up. What do you think? Well, this is the channel to watch now. Because you're here, I appreciate it. So, I think what we'll do is just calm these marks or deepen this orange somehow. And we're almost there. Okay. Too bright. Yep. I like to play with, of course, overlapping. Okay. And there we go. I think that's it for now. So we'll save the fast page for another time. Or it might, who knows what I'll do with that. So I hope everybody saw the difference between fast and slow marks, even though now they're all hidden and mixed in with all these amazing layers. I always like to, I don't know if I'll do it this time, but maybe I will, to finish up with a sprinkle splash, and then it gives it energy. Yes, if that's what you're thinking about, gel with the jelly plate printer and collage making, we can get into some multi-layered collage papers, the ones that I love to use. I also make them without a jelly plate printer, directly on the papers. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. We're learning the difference between fast and slow marks. And when our hands slow down, our nervous system follows. The science might call it parasympathetic regulation, but I just call it presence and noticing. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and also share this video, even in your Facebook groups. If you're members to other Facebook groups, let those members know about the Create With Me series, and I will see you in the next video. Happy creating! Oh, are we interested in homework for next week? Yes, I would like you to do a black, just with simple tools, do your own fast marks and slow marks and see what you think. And then come back with the results. Do some sharing. I would love to hear you. Hear how it went. Leave it in the comments. And you are really, really welcome. Yay, Canada. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.